He gets some power on it. Right field and deep. It's got everywhere to go, but only one place to be. Out of here. Give Nick Searce his pilot's license. He becomes the first Starfire in history with 10 home runs in a season.
She did play in the first game. Lyon went 0 for 3. There's a drive deep to left field. It's got everywhere to go, but only one place to be. Out of here. Walk it off, Alyssa Lyon. The UMass Minutewomen have come back from the grave to win it in 7 innings. Wow.
High fly ball, left field and deep, back to the track, gone! Taylor Richardson walks it off. A career moment, and she gives Massachusetts the win.
Jackson Hornung, who's already 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored.
I'm sure he'd like a little more than a single. He is halfway to the cycle. He's done the easy ones, that is. This is roped to right. It's got everywhere to go, but only one place to be. Out of here.
You were saying?
I was saying Jackson Hornung is now 3/4 of the way to the cycle. His first home run as a Starfire, and it's 5-0. Scudder looks in, the 0-2. High drive, left center field. It's got everywhere to go, but only one place to be. Out of here! A grand slam for Josh from Meta and the Starfires. Nothing bigger than the 8 in the 4th.
Be able to take that experience and get out of jams. That's what you have to be able to do as a pitcher.
Swinging a high fly ball into right center field. This one's carrying. This one's still carrying, and Kevin Skagerlin chases it down.
Unbelievable play.
Bolton looks in and fires a 1-1 pitch. It's on the ground to the left side. Moving to her left is Pontola. She stabilizes herself, and it's nicely picked out of the ground by Lamson.
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
This is a high fly ball into left center field. This one is carrying. Gone! A grand slam for Charlie Pagliarini. It gives him 79 RBIs. And his 20th home run of the year. It's 7-3 Fairfield. 1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. It's a one-hitter for the Westfield Starfires as they take down the New Britain Bees 7-0. A masterful, magical pitching performance from Mike Fergalak, Troy Donahue, and Luke Stevens. And it has been the game of the year for the Starfires. They improved to 7-6 on the year. There is nothing, absolutely nothing you can say about that pitching performance that's at all negative. Out on that ground ball to Marr in the first inning that his defense probably did not help him. I put it into my paper scorebook as a 4-4-3 ground out. Searce takes off, right field and deep. It's got everywhere to go, but only one place to be. Out of here! Nick Searce has tied the franchise record in home runs with his 9th, and he gives the Starfires that lead right back. 2-0 to Haker. He took a hold of one, left field and deep. It's got everywhere to go, but only one place to be. Out of here! Jackson Haker takes off for his first career home run in blue, and the Starfires get the much-needed insurance. It's 8-4. Jeff Nickel to stand in for the second time, the right-handed hitter. Swings at the first pitch and flies it into medium depth right center field. This is trouble, long run for Masick. He's got it. Oh my goodness, he did it again. Not so much of a faceplant as on Sunday, but another web gem for Luke. From the stage of Sortino Field on the campus of the University of Massachusetts in Amherst, Massachusetts, it's middle of the week time. It's softball time. Boston University is riding the best 18-game stretch of what could some say their entire program history. in the middle of the best half decade in their program history, coming into the western half of the state to take on the Massachusetts Minutewomen here, looking for a win to get them going as the season hits the stretch run. Hi everybody, great to have you alongside with us. I'm Andrew Sood, to my right John Ruggiero, and look, Boston University has won 18 straight. It's tied for the second longest in their program history. What is UMass going to need to do today to get them off that rocker?
They're simply going to need to get the bats going. I mean, they're facing a very good pitcher in Casey Richard. So it's going to be up to the hitters to get to this BU lineup and break that winning streak.
It'll be up to the following Massachusetts lineup to get them there, but first they're going to play some defense out in the outfield, left to right. Jewel Shields in left, Chloe Whittier in center, Emily Whalen in right. As you can see, the BU batting order will develop that as things get going. Sarah Kegi at third, Bella Pantoja at short, Abby Packard at second, and Abby Lamson at first. In the battery today, Natalie Horton pitching to Olivia Packard against this BU lineup. Kayla Ronson leads things off. She's at shortstop today, batting a blistering, a casual .458. Lauren Kelleher's in center field. She bats second. Caitlin Coker is the third baseman, batting third. Emily Gant cleans up. She's a DP. Kate Pryor, Lauren Nett, Brooke DePies, Nicole Amodio, and Audrey Sellers. As the first pitch at 2:03 p.m. is outside to Kayla Ronson from Natalie Horton, and we're underway. Ronson checks in .458, on pace to finish with the second highest batting average in program history, coming off a year where she set the program record in hits with 81 and was the Patriot League Player of the Year a year ago, as she's ahead in the count 2-0.
Of course, she's not the only good hitter on this BU lineup. You've got Kelleher, Coker, and Gant as well.
This is inside, a swing and a foul. And Ronson faces a 2-1 count. 6 home runs, 39 runs batted in for Ronson. She's a junior out of Toms River in New Jersey.
It's a tough matchup for Natalie Horton coming into this game. She's got a 4.03 ERA and 5-6 on the year.
3-1 the count now to Ronson, who the accolades for her you could just spend an entire afternoon listing, and we will as the day goes on. But first things first, she grounds one to third. Sarah Kegi up with it, and she throws her out, one gone.
Good start for Horton. Take this one out at a time. Simple ground ball to left side, one down.
Each out more important than the last as Lauren Kelleher checks in. .370, a home run, and 25 runs batted in. On base percentage of .476. The junior out of Abington, Massachusetts. Not particularly far from BU, just down Route 3. As the first pitch to her is a called strike over the outside corner to the center fielder, who was the 2021 Patriot League Rookie of the Year and first team all-conference, and last year won second team all-conference.
She's one of the few homegrown players for this BU team.
Horton tried to run it back. That's outside, 1-1. Kelleher, a career .351 hitter. If you ended her career today, that would be the 7th highest in program history. The 1-1 from Horton is low. It's 2-1. Massachusetts coming off a series win over St. Bonaventure. I think it's a series that they would have preferred to sweep.
Yeah, they fortunately lost the third game of that series, but did win the first two, getting the series win. But as you said, Andrew, they want to sweep that series.
2-1 is outside, 3-1. Kelleher looking to be the first base runner for the Terriers.
She does have the most walks on this BU team. This would be her 25th if she draws it.
A BU team that walks a lot. We'll get to the bottom of the order and talk about how much that matters. As the 3-1 from Horton is swung and lifted into left field. It's falling fast and for a hit in front of Jewel Shields. It's the first base runner of the game. It's the first hit for the Terriers, and Kelleher is aboard with one down.
Simply hit to the opposite field, drops down in front of the left fielder. Good piece of hitting, not to try and pull the ball there, just follow it to the left field. You got a single.
A Patriot League Player of the Year led the game off, and now she turns it over to another Patriot League Player of the Year. Caitlin Coker, the 2021 Player of the Year, takes a called strike on the outside part of the plate. Coker checks in 362, 2 home runs, 36 runs batted in. Another Terrier who can get on base, a 436 OBP. The 0-1 from Horton. On the ground, slowly hit to the right side. Charging is Abby Packard. Underhand throw. In time. 2 gone. A really good play by the charging Packard.
Yeah, she had to hustle to get to that one. It just was dribbled through the infield, but nice play getting the runner, Coker, by half a step.
It advances Kelleher to second base, but this brings up Emily Gant, the DP today, 341. A home run, 26 runs batted in, as Horton looking to get a clean first inning without any runs scored, as that's outside. The one blemish so far for her is obviously the single to Kelleher. As you can see, the Massachusetts defense on your screen: Jules Shields, Chloe Whittier, Emily Whalen. The outfield: Kegi, Pantoja, Packard, Lamson. Abby Packard, that is, at second base, who just made the previous assist. And the battery today is Olivia Packard, Abby's sister, the freshman, receiving pitches from her fellow freshman, Natalie Horton. As the count now is 2-0 against the DP for the Terriers, Gant. Horton looks in and fires. That's well low and inside, 3-0.
Horton working quickly through this inning. Can't lose this batter if you want a clean inning, or almost a clean inning, as she did give up the single.
You just don't want any runs on the board against an offense that hits 321 as a team. That's ball 4. And runners at first and second with 2 out for Kate Pryor, the junior out of St. Paul, Minnesota, who will check into the game. 290, no home runs, 8 runs batted in.
Two-time Patriot League honor roll student is Pryor. Set her high school's record in hits, home runs, and RBIs in Minnesota.
That's well inside, having to jackknife out of the way as Pryor in the count 1-0. Horton has sort of struggled with command over the last 2 plate appearances. She's already had 3 3-ball counts through 4 hitters. That's a called strike, a really good pitch on the inside half. It's 1-1.
Needed that bounce back pitch after 5 straight balls. She got it. Got to build on that. Keep it going.
Lauren Nett, if given the opportunity, would hit next. As the 1-1 to Pryor is a called strike right over the heart of the plate. It's 1-2. Horton got the win last Wednesday against Marist, as that's fouled to the right towards the Massachusetts dugout. A game that ended very memorably for one Taylor Richardson, hitting her first career home run in the form of a walk-off.
Yes, you're on the call for that one, Andrew. It must have been a real great moment.
It was the second walk-off home run for Massachusetts here at Sortino Field in 2 years. That's on the ground, foul. Picking it up is Kegi, and she'll toss it back to Horton. And everyone will go back. The count remains 1-2. You look around the base pads. You got Kelleher at second base, who's 3 for 3 on the base pads this season. Doesn't attempt many, but is certainly capable of swiping. The 1-2. On the ground, this is a fair ball. Packard charges, fires, and the inning is over. Natalie Horton faces one of the most dangerous first innings she's ever seen as a collegiate pitcher and gets out of it cleanly. After half an inning, Boston University 0, Massachusetts coming up on ESPN Plus from Amherst.
Top of the 3rd inning, the Suns leading things 4-2. It'll be Rochelle Ryan and Paris to take on Troy Donahue, the new pitcher for the Westfield Starfires, who Seth just introduced. His first 2 appearances were against Pittsfield. Combined those 3 2/3 innings, 2 runs, 1 of them was earned. He's given up 4 hits in that span. Struck out 4, has not walked anybody. Overall, opponents hitting .265 against Troy Donahue, the Western New England product. He's out of Wilbraham, Massachusetts. He's a big, tall left-hander who
will toe the rubber from the first base side. He was one of the many Starfires who's played high school ball here, and he told me before the game when he stepped on that mound, he stepped back in time. So he is getting a return to Walker Grandstand, and he will take on, for the first time here, a collegiate hitter in the form of Austin Rochelle, who grounded out 4-3 his first time up. That will close the book, by the way, on Nick Kane, who went 2 innings, giving up 4 runs, of which 3 were earned. He's in line for the loss if the score were to hold or the lead were to hold. Rochelle's going to come in. The All-Star came into the day hitting .271 with no home runs and 22 runs batted in. As a left-on-left matchup begins with a called strike at the bottom of the zone with a fastball to Rochelle. Rochelle, one of the All-Stars for the Pittsfield Suns, as I mentioned, has a lot of speed out in right field as the 0-1 pitch is a breaking ball that breaks well inside and forces Rochelle to jump out of the way of it. And the count now 1-1. He has an on-base percentage of .378, does Rochelle. And the ability to get on however he pleases. And the ability to drive in runs. He's not gone deep yet this year, and with bases empty, it makes it less of an opportunity as that pitch is low. And the count 2-1. Walker Grandstand, the current iteration of it, was opened in 1949. As the 2-1 pitch to Rochelle is fouled back onto the roof of the grandstand, and the count is even at 2. It was the replacement structure of a previous grandstand that had existed here but was lost to fire in 1942. And it was designated in honor of William B. and Edward Walker. As a 2-2 pitch is a high chopper right at second base. Josh Fermetta gloves, and it's an easy play to first for the first out of the third.
Yeah, it's certainly a historic park. I mean, it obviously doesn't have quite the age of Wacona, which was built in 1892, but a beautiful facility. And like I said, I think it's a great place to have a game like this. And you hope that this is the first of many for the Starfires to get to play here annually.
First pitch from Donahue delivered ball 1 to Matt Ryan, the third baseman, who walked his first time up. Ryan also had the Isaiah Pinckney hit ricochet off of his leg that was hit so hard it had to be ruled a hit, but it was able to drive in the Starfire's first run, as that one is low, and the count 2-0 to Ryan. It cost $140,000 in 1949 to build this place, and it has since earned a $3 million grant from the state and the city, as that's a line drive into left field, a base hit. And so Matt Ryan is aboard for the second time today. 1 on, 1 out for the Suns. Good piece of hitting for Ryan. He's got an uppercut swing there and saw a hanging breaking ball, and he just put a little topspin on it and floated it into left field. $3 million to renovate the grandstand, which has really started to show its age over the last few decades.
Yeah, certainly anything outside in the elements like this in New England is going to get beat up after a while. And
first pitch to Derek Paris is low for ball 1. They expect construction to be completed by next summer, so if there were to be a second annual Starfire Summer Classic at the Walker Grandstand, the grandstand itself would look a little bit nicer. The 1-0 pitch is fouled away over the roof to the right side, and the count now 1-1. This is part of a $12 million project to reinvigorate Forest Park as a whole. They want to install a horticultural center as well.
Oh, neat.
Which was approved last fall by Massachusetts Congressman Richard Neal, as well as Springfield city government, as there's a pickoff move at first base, and diving back safely is Matt Ryan.
Richie Neal certainly a...
Runner goes, the pitch is swung on and grounded. Fermetta slipped at second base. He tried to turn around, covering the bag and getting the ball at the same time. And that's going to be a base hit into right center field on the hit and run. Ryan advances to third, so they've got him at the corners with one away.
Yeah, that's tough for Fermetta there. And obviously trying to do too many things at once, sometimes it'll get you, but that's the whole benefit of having runners on. The chaos you can cause. Ryan, by virtue of taking off for second, forced Fermetta to move out of position, and what might have otherwise been a 4-6-3 double play is instead a hit.
2 singles after the ground out. Now Spencer Burson, who walked his first time up. And the first pitch to him is a called strike with a fastball right down the middle from Donahue. Donahue doesn't throw overwhelmingly hard, mid-80s for the Western New England product. He's got runners at the corners to deal with as the 0-1 pitch is fouled away to the right. Headed towards one of the many tents on the right field side, or in first base side of foul ground. The Springfield Thunderbirds had made a visit and had a marketing tent here. Obviously, the merchandise tent for the Westfield Starfires is out there, as well as White Lion Brewery has made an appearance. Swing and a miss at a pitch in the dirt, and that is strike 3. Second strikeout for Starfires pitching, and there's 2 away. Two down now, and a first pitch to Grodiohan is a called ball 1. Looked like a pretty good pitch, but just missed a little outside with the runner at first. Paris bluffing. Paris has good speed for a catcher. He will take off.
Got to be careful not to get baited for a double steal.
He dances at first, and the second pitch is fouled away, and the count now 1-1 to Grodiohan, who, as I mentioned, put on a show in Burlington, Vermont, one of the greatest home run derby shows that I've ever seen. Talk about last year, Cam Maldonado for the New Britain Bees having a show, and they've got Paris picked off. 1-3-6 goes the out. He went first move, and Troy Donahue read it, so that retires the side. Suns run into an out and cannot score here in the third, and after 2.5, 4-2 lead the Suns on the FCBL Radio Network.
Zach Given is going to take over the pitching duties for the Minutemen, the redshirt junior out of Boulder, Colorado. He's going to come in making his 7th appearance of the year, an 0-1 record, an ERA of 5. The math is pretty easy on this. 5 runs allowed over 9 innings of work. 5 runs that are earned. He's given up 8 runs total. He's walked 3 and struck out 7. As he will face Cole Mercado, who takes a called strike. Mercado, playing in right field now, is 1 for 2 with an RBI single. The 0-1. That's a good pitch taken for a ball. Trying to frame it was Toth. He did not get the call. Given in his 4th season with the Minutemen. This is into right field, a base hit down the line. Over to go get it is McLean, and it comes back into the infield quickly. The bases are loaded with nobody out for Barry Walsh, who is coming up to the plate for the first time today.
Dangerous situation here for Zach Given coming into the game. We mentioned earlier, one of the most dangerous hitters on this Boston College lineup, Barry Walsh, batting .348 on the year.
3 home runs, 16 runs driven in. The first pitch to him is low for ball 1 with a fastball. This is turned on and fouled into the Minutemen bullpen down the left field line. Walsh has improved his batting average from last year by 123 points. He faces a 1-1 and takes to make it 2-1.
Interesting note, Andrew. Walsh and Kevin Skagerlin, the UMass center fielder, both went to Wachusett Regional High School. Of course, Walsh a year ahead of Skagerlin.
This is fouled back. The count now 2-2. Walsh, a guy who is familiar with New England summer ball. In 19, he played for the Nashua Silver Knights of the Futures League, and in the summer of 2021, played for the Mystic Schooners of the NECBL, where he hit .307 and hit 5 home runs in 40 games. He pops this one in the air, right side down the line. McLean shading his eyes on the line. He makes the catch and foul ground for the first out, but it's going to score a run. Yes, it is. Baruch gets around the tag, but a really good throw by McLean made it close.
What a slide by Baruch. Going to the outside of the base. Toth thought he tagged him at home. And if he did get the tag, he certainly would have been out, but it appears as if Baruch did avoid the tag.
Now batting first baseman Joe Vetrano.
Joe Vetrano at the plate. Take another look at this.
Just a pop fly. McLean shading his eyes, makes the catch in foul territory. What a throw. And what a slide. Safe. That's great athleticism there.
McLean, a really sound defensive first baseman and outfielder, as Vetrano takes a ball. The 1-0 with the sun out now. It's 2-0. Vetrano is 1 for 2 on the day. He's singled and grounded to second. He's ahead in the count, 0-2 against Given. And that's low with the fastball, 3-0.
There is a base open, so perhaps Given will be content to use it.
Ball 4, he's gonna have to. And the bases are reloaded for Nick Wang.
Stepping up to the plate.
Wang.
Third baseman Nick Wang.
Has reached base twice, both via ball 4. Wang, a guy whose on-base percentage is 125 points higher than his average as he comes into the day, taking inside ball 1.
Really good at taking those base on balls.
Hit .369 last year with the Holy Cross Crusaders as he foul tips one in the mid, 1-1. Played summer ball last year for the Upper Valley Nighthawks of the NECBL. Swing and a miss, it's 1-2. And Given able to get ahead of him. The 1-2. In the dirt, nice block by Toth. And the count evens at 2-2 as Toth underhands to his pitcher, who could not glove it cleanly.
That was a bit of a strange delivery there by Given. It seemed like he kind of just half-heartedly threw the ball. He kind of hesitated almost on that throw. It's kind of strange as the count is even.
No place to put Wang. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, he struck him out. 2 away now.
It's a great response.
Now batting designated hitter
See.
Peter Burns.
On the inside went the pitch. And Wang goes to the dugout, striking out. Not out of it yet, though.
Not when Peter Burns has something to say about it. He's 0 for 2, though. Struck out and grounded out 3-1-3 as he takes ball 1. Burns, a guy who's really helped with the baseball elements for Adonis Guzman. As Mike Gambino says, it's 2-0 now. Burns has played everywhere. Played in 18 for the Perfect Game League with the Albany Dutchmen, 19 and 21. Played on the Cape with the Bourne Braves as he's ahead 3-0. Played in the Futures League in 2020, the only collegiate league in the area to have a season for the North Shore Navigators, which are now part of the NECBL. And then last year played on the Cape again with the Wareham Gatemen as he takes ball 4. A great take, forces a run. And it is now 10-4.
Now batting second baseman.
4 pitches, 4 balls. And then that's a run batted in on the base on balls.
Bases are reloaded for Simini, who's now behind 0-1. The 0-1 with 2 outs. It's a called strike. It's 0-2. Zach Given trying to limit the damage. BC scored 2 in the top of the second, but UMass scored 5 in each of the bottom half of the first 2 innings.
This is what Given needs to do. Get ahead in the count. You know, you can't have 4 pitch walks. Got to make the hitters earn it.
The 1-2. This is Lash on the ground. Nice play by Zayada, and he flips to second for the out. It took a funny bounce. It started rolling on the infield dirt, but it's all the same as the Minutemen only let up 2.